You never know how a trade will work out until you see the player in his new situation, but I view this as a relatively low-risk price for a potentially big reward. Ajayi can be a difference-making running back, and he's only 24. I've written before that running back is a weak spot on the Eagles roster, even though they've been productive through the first 2 months. Not anymore. With Ajayi arriving, this is a much improved backfield. The Eagles are a better team than they were when you received the Tuesday newsletter. That's a good sign for a 7-1 team. This trade helps a contender in 2017, but it might help them even more in 2018. The long-term outlook at running back was nebulous. LeGarrette Blount is on a 1-year deal. Darren Sproles' future is unclear. The Eagles don't have a day 2 draft pick, and they have money that must be spent elsewhere. So unless they used a first-round pick on a running back or struck gold on day 3 of the draft, it would either be another Band-Aid or hoping Wendell Smallwood, Corey Clement, and Donald Pumphrey could be good enough. Now, barring injury, running back should not be a big concern this offseason. They have a young, Pro Bowl running back on a good contract. The draft pick compensation shouldn't be a major concern. Yes, there are productive running backs and players at other positions found in the 4th round and later. Yes, those players are on cost-controlled contracts for 4 years, compared to 1.5 years of Ajayi. But it's hard to hit on 4th-round picks. These are the Eagles' 4th-round picks the last 10 years: Mack Hollins, Donald Pumphrey, Jalen Watkins, Matt Barkley, Brandon Boykin, Casey Matthews, Alex Henery, Trevor Lindley, Mike McGlynn, Quinton Demps, Jack Ikegwuonu. Give me the 24-year-old Pro Bowler who still has a full year on his rookie contract. If your friends haven't subscribed to Early Birds, it's free to sign up here to receive the newsletter in your inbox every weekday. I want to know what you think, what we should add, and what you want to read, so send me feedback by email or on Twitter @xberm. Thank you for reading. What you need to know about the Eagles. The Eagles were aggressive at the trade deadline by acquiring Jay Ajayi from the Dolphins and further reinforcing their status as a contending team. How will the locker room respond to the trade? That's a big area to watch. Les Bowen writes about the potential fallout. What are the Eagles getting in Ajayi? Jeff McClain did a thorough film breakdown. Mike Sealski looks at the present and future ramifications of the deal. Howie Roseman explained why he made the move. The Eagles stood pat at defensive tackle, Bowen writes. Find answers to Ajayi questions and more in the transcript of this week's online chat. I'll tackle both of these questions. First, on Lane Johnson. The Eagles like the way Johnson is playing on the right side, where he's practiced all season and is most comfortable. The difference between left tackle and right tackle is not as pronounced as it used to be. Top pass rushers, such as Denver's Von Miller, come from Johnson's side. And by moving Johnson over to the left and playing Halapoulivaati Vaitai on the right side, they'd be disrupting 2 spots. That's why the Eagles went the direction they did. As to the second question, I'd take the Jay Ajayi deal over the Kelvin Benjamin deal. This is theoretical because the Eagles don't have a 3rd-round pick, and Benjamin cost Buffalo a 3rd and a 7th. But I viewed running back as a greater need than wide receiver, and Ajayi is more than $8 million cheaper than Benjamin next season. I'd rather have Ajayi on the roster for $705,000 in 2018